Morning, friends and family. Chaplain Joe here. March 18th. We're going to be reading out of our book, Jesus Calling, by Sarah Young. Trust me one day at a time. This keeps you close to me, responsive to my will. Trust is not a natural response, especially for those who have been deeply wounded. My spirit within you is your resident tutor, helping you in this supernatural endeavor. Yield to his gentle touch and be sensitive to his prompting. Exert your will to trust me in all circumstances. Don't let your need to understand distract you from my presence. I will equip you to get through this day victoriously as you live in deep dependence on me. Tomorrow is busy worrying about itself. Don't get tangled up in its worry webs. Trust me one day at a time. O Lord Almighty, blessed is the man who trusts in you. Psalm 84:12. Therefore, do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will worry about itself. Each day has enough trouble of its own. Matthew 6:3-4. I have been tossing this one around all morning long. I'm a little later in sharing, but I really am focusing on the worry webs. I love the illustration of a spider web. We've all seen what happens when an insect goes into a spider web, and the purpose of the web is to trap you. The purpose of the web is to be taken under and destroyed by your enemy, in a sense, the insect and the spider. And it really got to me thinking about the enemy of our souls and how he works. That's how he works. And this is where, trusting God every day, every minute of every day, is going to help you avoid the web. And our enemy, the enemy of our soul, is so cunning and so good at what he does that, a lot of times with a spider web, you can't see it. So he has webs laid out for you today, and he wants you to get caught in them. And if you think of an insect, the illustration of an insect, once an insect is in that web, no matter what that insect tries to do, he can't get out of that web. It just gets worse and worse and worse and worse. So what God is asking you to do today is to trust him. He can see the webs. He can see all the webs and the traps that the enemy has laid out for you today. He wants you to trust him. And one of those traps that's mentioned here is we get caught in our own minds, trying to understand things, trying to figure things out, and worrying about what's going to happen in these situations, especially what's going to happen tomorrow, what's going to happen in the next minute. Stop thinking about that. What we need to focus and get our minds on is God, and trusting God, and trusting and believing that God is going to help us to avoid those webs that were laid out for us, those traps that are laid out for us today. Trust him every minute of every day, no matter what. You have to exert yourself, is what it says. You have to force yourself to do that, because that's not our natural instinct. Our natural instinct is to try and have control over everything. Be encouraged today. Know that God loves you very much. Talk to you soon.